So I want you people with small spaces, little land, to realize that you don't need a lot of room to grow food. And all the space you're standing on right now, you could grow unlimited food in between your trees. Let me take you in to show you my zucchini to give you an example.
Paul?
Yes.
For something maybe the size of this orchard, with the trees and planting vegetables and stuff in it, how many people do you think, like a family of 4, it would feed for the year, or?
Oh, you'd have 100 families of 4. Wow. I'm telling you, my experience here is impossible to take all this stuff off. And my wife's a midwife, and these women come here every week, twice a week for their prenatals, and they're taking boxes out of all this stuff. I had 2 people come in here, 2 men. Yesterday took out, barrels of stuff to make cider. People are constantly hauling stuff out of here, and there's just no limit. I can't get it. And you'll see my chickens. They're not even beginning to control all the waste, all the stuff I have to haul in because I can't get rid of it. So it's not like how much you can feed. It's like how many people can you get here to get rid of it. And again, it's this concept of a God who operates in multiplication and abundance. You notice God doesn't do any addition. He just does multiplication. Yeah. That's His nature. And you see, our whole perspective and all these questions are coming from a default premise of a disconnect from the Father. Really. Because in Him there's just, and look at animals. I always use animals as an example. They have no refrigerators, no stove. They carry no health insurance. Don't go to doctors, you're laughing. And they live incredibly long, healthy lives. There's abundance. And people say, what do you eat in the winter? Well, animals eat all winter. Animals don't. The bear takes a nap and hibernates. Well, most of them stay alive all winter eating. So there's abundance. It's just that we were lied to and don't realize that it's all there. And we're told, oh, you have to eat stuff out of boxes and cans. Let me tell you about the stuff in boxes and cans. You women who go to the store, listen to me. Take this home with you and think about it. The longer the shelf life of the foods you buy in the store, the shorter your life will be. That's not funny.
It's true.
It's
but I'm being real.
Funny.
I'm being real.
Yeah.
And you're going to find that my stuff here has absolutely no shelf life. I had a guy come here a couple of years ago on a tour. I gave him a stalk of celery. We're talking celery, stiff celery. In a half hour, it totally wilted over his hand. He was in total shock. I told him why. It's full of enzymes. The stuff in the store has no enzymes. See, enzymes either turn it back to dirt when it's on the ground or causes digestion in your stomach to bring in the nutrients to your body. And all my food is so full of enzymes it has no shelf life. You got to eat it immediately. And you know a scientific fact which is scary, you guys should remember? In 10 minutes, not 10 hours, after fruits and vegetables are picked, they lose up to 80% of the metabolic properties in 10 minutes. Yeah. And it's just why God put us in the garden up front. We're supposed to, just like the animals, eat food fresh in season. He didn't issue them a stove and refrigerator. I don't know if you got that. But He didn't issue them a stove and refrigerator. And they lived an average of 930 years, that first generation, with no record of illness. Excuse me. I'm trying to get your attention, like something's wrong with how we live. And in our arrogant pride, because we're educated and we're affluent, we can do it better. But let me tell you how you educated, affluent people live. We live really stinking, funky lives. You buy the same dead stuff in the store every week, put it in your refrigerator, let it die, and then cook and kill all the enzymes. And you go to doctors to get drugs to make yourself thinking you get better. None of your drug deficiencies. Well, that's stupid. And you live really boring lives. When you have a garden in the spring, you got these awesome strawberries, and oh, that's so good. Just as you get used to those, the raspberries come in, then the blueberries and the cherries and the plums. And all year long, then blackberries, apples, pears, all year long you have these really cool things, and the next year it does it again. So you have this amazing variety, all for free, unlimited, and you just are well, and you don't get sick, and you need no refrigerator, no stove. And you live, all you do is just graze. You don't need a silverware or a dish. No dishes to wash. And you just graze all day long, and you're really comfortable, and you feel great, and it tastes good, and like, oh, that was so good. And you go to this, and you live this totally dead, funky life, buying this trash in the store that's poisonous and pay money for it, and think this is how you're supposed to live. I'm just telling you, man, the disconnect is huge because it makes no sense. And it defies intelligent beings.
Well, you mentioned blueberries. We're educated to know that they need a lot of moisture, but you got blueberries here, right? And you don't water them?
Well, I'm going to show you something awesome with my blueberries. We're going to get over there, but I have blueberries with wasabi growing in front of it that weren't watered this year. Wasabi wants to grow in standing water. And I have wasabi in front of my blueberries that didn't get watered this whole year of drought, and right next to it I'm growing sage. I'm just telling you, I love God.
Talk about how those roots got down there to get all that water.
I'm telling you what God showed me. I'll tell you when up front because I'm there. So I had to ask. I'm talking the extremes of water content.
Yeah.
Sage grows in deserts with no water, and right next to it I'm growing wasabi that only grows in standing water, and they're thriving, and I'm not watering. So my brain couldn't get around this. This is way bigger than I can take in. So I had asked the Father. I says, God talked to me. You know what he told me? It made me cry. He says there's enough airspace in the wood chips for the sage to hang out in the open spaces and avoid the water. The wasabi wants the water. It can go where it is, but they have the option. And I just broke. And I realized in my spirit, God created his landscape in such a way you can grow everything in the same place and the plants can choose. I love that.
Yeah.
You see, the finite man is trying to adjust pH for that plant, adjust water for that, and it never stays. It's always changing, and he's a slave to it. Where in God's perfect environment, 7.0, I'm growing blueberries and carrots side by side, which are opposites. I'm growing wasabi and sage side by side because it's center, and everything's there, and they can choose. I love him. Are you getting how easy gardening is? Just plant something and leave, wherever you want.
You tried rice, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't, okay.
I couldn't find anything everything had been, even though organic stuff, it's been radiated so it doesn't sprout. I've tried to sprout, it wouldn't sprout. I mean, our food is so messed with. It's pathetic. I'm just telling you, organic rice will not sprout because it's been radiated. And this is how we live in this kind of environment, eating this completely corrupted food and think, it's organic. Can I tell you something about organic? Everybody listen to me. The Bible tells us very clearly in the end age, where we are now, they're going to say what's evil is good and what's good is evil. We're there. Organic means nothing. They've changed all the rules.
Yeah,
Let me give you an example. My dog pulls carrots out of my garden and eats them all day long. My carrots are good. You guys have had them. My wife went to the store and bought organic carrots, little tiny ones. I gave it to my dog, she wouldn't eat it. So I was angry. I was really angry. I mean, I'm angry. My wife bought this and it says organic. So I went to the owner and I said, this is Roger, talk to me. My dog won't eat the organic carrots, she eats mine. He gets a sad look on his face and says, Paul, they raise them organically, but the producer sprays them for shelf life. You can feel the slime on them. Your dog's picking up on that spray. So can I tell you something today? When you guys go to the store to buy food, take your dog with you. No, this is not funny. I'm being real. If your dog won't eat it, because see, everything in nature is operating by instinct that's connected to the Father that knows what's safe to eat. A dog, an animal, will never eat poisonous food. My dog will not eat apples from Costco. She won't touch them. She sees all day long. She knows they're poisonous. They're rated. They're organic. But my dog will eat them. So my dog's telling me that organic label's a lie. I'm just being real. I want you to get that this is the world we're living in. This is the times we're in. And this is why you're here today, so you can realize that you can have clean, live food that's not been messed with quite easily.
How long does it take to decompose, and how often do you replenish it?
He says, how long does it take to decompose and how often you replenish? Depending on the wood, some wood break down quicker than others. Like alder breaks down very quick, where cedar takes longer. But eventually they all turn back to dirt. And the beauty is, in whatever state you put it in, when you plant it in the soil, it doesn't matter, and it's okay. Now, how often you put it is, for me, it's at my convenience because I have such a good base built here. If I put nothing here for the next decade, I'm still okay because I have such a good base. See, this is the beauty about God. Let me tell you, I'm glad you brought this up. You see, in the Word it tells us, the instructions we're giving, it's good for a man to bear the yoke in his youth. What God's saying is, if you're going to have something of value, you got to work for it up front. Work is a right thing. The beauty of God, because He knows how He made us, as you get older, you become less able to do hard work. So if you do it God's way, as you get older, if you look how I'm walking with a cane, I maintain this whole place by myself, and you're going to see the abundance all the way through it, is that at this point in my life, when I'm incapacitated, I'm totally being carried and I have no work because I connected to God. And as I get older, it's carrying me. I'm not carrying it.
So have your kids early in life, your children.
Yeah. Well, we have 7 children. The youngest is 20. The oldest is 42. 22 is the youngest. But you know, what I'm getting is that this whole thing of getting old and decrepit is unnatural. If you look in the Bible, we have a couple of examples. Moses, 120 years old. God takes him to this mountain, and his eyes were like eagles. At 120, he could see like an eagle. And so God took him to the mountain to show him the promised land he's not going to because he disobeyed. But at 120, he's climbing that mountain, and he can see way out there. Joshua and Caleb had to wait 40 years for the unbelievers to die off. At 80, give me that mountain. I'm ready to take it on. They weren't tired. They weren't worn out. So I want you to get that how we're living today with this old, decrepit stuff is unnatural. It is unnatural. I'm telling you from experience that when I was 40, I was tired, I was sick, I had pain. I have no pain today. I don't get tired. I never get sick. I'm 66.
So you're going to be 120 now.
Jesus is coming back long before that. I won't ever make 70. He's coming back really soon. But my point is I'm experiencing in my body and how I feel this amazing energy and life that I didn't when I was buying stuff from the stores. And I'm getting, like, when you're eating live, healthy food, my body's recreating cells every day, and because I'm feeding it good materials, it's making good cells. When I fed it lousy materials, no matter how much it wanted to, it couldn't make good cells. So you are what you eat. It's so simple, but it's so real. It's so real. And to you know, have no pain, get to bed at 12 o'clock at night, get up at 6, not be tired, thinking like, this is cool, this is fun, this is like, all right, nothing's wrong with this. And never having to pack lunches, to eat an apple, a couple apples in the morning, apple and a pear, or an avocado, go all day long and have full energy is just, it's just great. Not having to, you know, be washing dishes, cooking food. It's just a really convenient life.